I just recently visited TULUM Mexico, and I see a lot of people dropping beautiful pics and videos and tagging TULUM Mexico and everything like that, but what they're failing to mention are these mosquitoes and tarantulas that come out at night. Look at his back, look at his back. Look, bites, 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 bites. I had bites on my forehead, I had bites on my eyebrows, bites on my cheeks upstairs and my cheeks downstairs. They were all over my body. So you want to make sure you've got some really good bug spray, like to the point where you got to put on like a layer of sunscreen, then your lotion, then the bug spray. When we got to TULUM, we actually went to their local pharmacy and they gave us like this little can of mosquito spray. It was almost like a baby raid. Now the tarantulas.
Man, I ain't man. Fucking Godzilla.
I'm just relaxing in the pool, and then next thing you know, you see like this huge hand like coming down the wall out of nowhere slowly, just like holy shit. I'm talking about a true live National Geographic spider. Apparently, they like to come out at night and drink water. The only water around was the pool water. So they come, they get close to the edge, try to stick their little, the mouth, fangs, whatever it is, fingers. They try to stick it in the pool water and drink that. Child, I'm not the one for spiders. Other than that, TULUM was awesome. TULUM was beautiful. It was an amazing place. I had my regular crazy airport escapades. My date that I actually went with, we spent all night drinking and partying. We almost missed the flight.
But I made it.
But we realized as soon as we go halfway through TSA, he looks down and realized he left his entire bag at his house with all of his clothes in it.
I was at the airport and got my bag, bro. I really need you.
So luckily, you know, the Atlanta nightlife, he had a friend who was just leaving the club at 5 in the morning, actually brought him his bag. But the problem was he went all the way out through TSA, got his bag, left me with his flight gate ticket and his passport. So when he tried to get back to TSA, they wouldn't let him back in. So BJ just brought the bag, but I was calling Sean before he left and I said, hey, you can't get back to TSA because you don't have your passport or your boarding pass. He went all the way outside the airport without his passport and boarding pass. Hopefully we make this flight. He's still not here. They're boarding right now. The gates are closing soon. Look at this. Ooh, I just want to. Ooh. Mexico, here we go. Okay, so we touched down in Mexico. We're in Cancun. I'm like, all right, so Tulum's gotta be like 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away. Then just to find out that Tulum is actually 2 hours away. Once you get to Cancun, to get to Tulum, you have to drive 2 hours, all right? So that's gonna cost you about $100, maybe $150 US. Be prepared to get a taxi to get to Tulum. We went to the liquor store. Mind you, when you go to the liquor store, the liquor is so freaking cheap when you're out of the country. Like for instance, this bottle of Azul was only $60. Here in the US, it's about $200, $250 for the big bottle. So we racked up on about 4 of these. We got the big bottle of Patron and Añejo, and we got us some Casamigos. But we got all of our liquor before we got to our Airbnb. So I would highly recommend, if you see a liquor store, go ahead and have your driver stop there, take you there so you can get everything you need. They'll also take you to the local market. So we went to the grocery store. We got our limes that we needed to cut, some juice for chasers and things like that, so that we didn't have to go grocery shopping when we got there. So I would not recommend loading up on a bunch of food and groceries unless you're the type of travel group that has to eat breakfast and lunch and a snack and then dinner, then pre-dinner, then dinner. But if you're just cool, you're like, hey, we can eat out, we're good, just get the simple stuff. As soon as we got to Tulum, we went to our Airbnb, but we met up with some of our friends from Atlanta who had actually been living in Tulum for about a month. That's how inexpensive it is to be there. And they own a restaurant here in Atlanta. So they were almost, it felt like our tour guide. So they were natives. The mosquitoes didn't bother them at that point. They had been there for days, almost a month. So they were just immune to it, but they were able to show us around. Most people, when you go, you're not gonna have a tour guide, but we were lucky. And I'm actually pretty happy that they were there because we wouldn't have known what to do and what to get into. And our Airbnb was nice. All white, walkout pool to the master bedroom. Upstairs had a private living room and bedroom. Also had private jacuzzi, very, very nice views. You can stay in Tulum and probably spend less than $600. So one of the first things we did was grab food. They have a very, very famous taco. It's called pastor, which actually I think means pork, if I'm not mistaken. They have chicken, shrimp, steak, anything you can think of. I think tofu. But the street tacos are so freaking good. And the tacos are only like $1.75. Now these tacos, I will say, I have a strong stomach, but sometimes it just get a little weak. Now, I really, really wish that I would have took me some Tums. My stomach was hurting so bad. Something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened. So after we had some street tacos, we changed our clothes. We went to check out the TFT, which is Tulum Food Truck Park. Because of COVID, everything still closes at 11, actually in Tulum. So we went to the TFT, they had craft cocktails. The cocktails were only $3. And I mean, they do tricks, they do fire, they shake it up, they get real creative. Now, you buy a drink here in Atlanta, you're gonna pay $15 and your bartender got an attitude and she don't even shake your drink up. Now, these people really put their heart, soul, and elbows into these drinks and they were amazing. And we were able to drink all night.
Salud. Hey, look, get it back there, yeah.
Now, the best part of the trip, the next day we woke up and we actually rode the scooters to La Playa, which is the beach, the Yucatan. So when we went out there, the ride was about 20 to 30 minutes on a moped. I would probably suggest taking a taxi, but if you're adventurous and you just want to feel the wind, you just want to get some good vlogs or photos and just check it out, you can definitely ride the mopeds to the beach. So as you're riding on the mopeds and you get closer to La Playa, you see all of the huge like monuments that people go to have the most amazing photos and backdrops. Like, it's so gorgeous in the daytime. You definitely want to stop. These backdrops are phenomenal and just jaw-dropping. So if you have a trash photographer, I'm telling you right now, do not rely on them to take your pictures, because once you leave Tulum, you may not come back for a long time and you're gonna really wish that you had somebody to take really bomb photos of you. So after we passed through that part, we went to Pablo Escobar's compound, which is where I guess he used to live, used to hide out. Pablo Escobar was like a drug lord or something, but they turned his entire house into a resort. So you can go in there and you can see his old couch, you can see his old bathtub and take pictures in the tub. You can rent cabanas, have bottle service. We took our hookah out there and we were just able to relax, enjoy the beach. Now the beach is, and where Pablo Escobar's compound is, the beach is not a paradise beach where it's like blue, clear water. It ain't nothing like that. It was looking a little itchy. It was like seaweed. I didn't even go out there. And then one time my friend was out there and there was a swarm of gnats around his head. So I ain't want nothing to do with that. So if you go to the beach, do not expect the one at Pablo Escobar's compound to be super nice. I would hit that spot around 11 or 12 a.m. and stay out there until like 3 or 4, so you can make sure you get all the pictures that you could ever imagine. Like, it's nice. Now, one of my most favorite parts of Tulum was when we went to the Cenotes. He said there's no mosquitoes down here, so you better come on. Oh, wow. No mosquitoes.
No mosquitoes.
Now, those are the underwater caves. There are so many cenotes. So even when you go, your tour guide may mention one, but you can look up. There's hundreds of them. Okay, guys, so we're in one of the cenotes of Tulum. And this one actually has 4 of them, and you can go swim in each one. Then you can do the ATV. So, you wanna come with me? Huh? Are you really?
Yeah.
Which one?
You going over there in the dark?
No. Oh no. Oh no. Now, the one that I went to was a little more low key. It didn't have zip lining, but we just wanted ATVs and the Cenotes. When we first got there, you know, we got it good on the ATVs right quick. We got it. Then they took us to the first Cenotes, and there was this guy who was like, I think he was praying for us. I was hoping that he was saying a prayer, you know, kind of about those mosquitoes, that they would just disappear in the name of the Lord. Just disappear. But he was, you know, humming. Now that I think about it, I really don't know what that man was saying. I really don't. And I let him put all that smoke on me and all them words. And I really should have been asking, what is he saying right now? Because hell, he could have been putting a spirit on me. And then afterwards, it was just kind of like, we had this little bowl and we gave him a tip. I'm like, I guess this is how church goes. You know, they give you a word and you pay the Lord. Anyway, so after that, we went ahead and they took us to the first Cenotes, and some of them have crocodiles in them, some of them don't. The one I went to did not. I have heard stories of different ones, but the crocodiles that are there don't really bother the people. Mine was free of animals. When you're in the cave, it gets kind of dark, but they put lights in there and there's bats flying all around your head. Now the bats don't smack you in the head, but they just fly all around and you see them and you hear them squealing and things like that. Oh, you guys, so we are finishing up. This is our last day in Tulum. As you see, the bats are behind us, flying around. Look at the bats. So you can go underwater, purify your soul, and just swim. And you usually have a tour guide that just makes sure, you know, everything is cool. And I got some good photo ops down there. It was amazing. So we went in there, and be careful in the cenotes because it is still a natural place. So the rocks, there's crevices, and you can literally twist your ankle. There were several times that I was stepping, thinking I was stepping on some sand or another rock, and I went deeper down, probably like 2 or 3 feet, where my foot slid in between a rock. But it's very, very beautiful, very relaxing. If you're an earth child like me, you'll get in there, probably say a prayer or two, and just thank God for his beautiful creation, because it was absolutely amazing. So on our last day there, we ordered breakfast in. There's this app called Tomato, and they actually bring you your breakfast. We had these banana leaf wrap burritos. I had a shrimp burrito for breakfast. Would I go back to Tulum? Yes. Anytime soon? Probably not. It wasn't that it was a bad place. I thoroughly enjoyed Tulum. It was very relaxing. I just think that my expectations were so high, especially because other people were supposed to come, so it was supposed to be like a group thing. And I'm a turn up queen, so I expect everything to be like, and I need to know if it's not a turn so that I can prepare and brace myself. But I was expecting it to be on 10, and it was like on a sexy 2. And I was like, oh, so we chilling. We not twerking? Oh, okay. Yeah, so it was more of the cool, calm, just catch a vibe, just ride a bike, just enjoy yourself, just thank the Lord for Mexico. It was like that. It was like that. So again, if you're looking for a turn up, you better take the turn up, because Tulum ain't it, baby. It's a sightseeing vacation and a really, really chill, beautiful vibe.